Sure thing. So, Michelle Campanella. I am based in the upstate New York area, and I am a 15-year young, I'd like to say, enablement professional working in training and enablement, since the infancy of before there was an enablement term, and really spent my career in both big organizations as well as startups. And I find myself now at Azul, which, while it's a 20-year-old company, we're very much a startup growth organization mindset, completely changing who we are and how we show up. But we are the Java experts, so we support customers in their software support systems in terms of helping them optimize. Okay, so Highspot really helped us address two key business challenges. The first being when I joined the organization, again, 20-year-old company, but we had no single source of truth. So we had things in SharePoint, things in Salesforce libraries, and OneDrives on people's desktops. So really it helped us just to impact and improve the business efficiencies by having that single point of contact where we could find our first call decks, all of our customer interfacing and information and materials. The second thing that it helped us really address is enablement tracking. So party of one, pasting together my enablement solutions. I'm offering, PowerPoint presentations, if you will, SME delivered via Zoom. And then I've built out assessments to support in Microsoft Forms. So now I'm going from Zoom to checking their participant list post-session, right? Then going to Microsoft Forms daily to pull the completion reports to figure out who completed their assessment. And there's no way to make that easily available to sellers. So I'm getting pinged in Slack, where's the assessment? What did I do? And where's the supporting materials? So Highspot really helped us initially just capture one single source of truth, and two, giving me some visibility into what my enablement looks like. So a lot of our product launches, my big call to action from my CRO is make sure that everyone, regardless of tenure, is on the same playing field with all of our product information and can pitch it across the organization. And so how do I curate the information to make it available, stemming from new hires, right, to, again, those tenured representatives? It helped us in our most recent product launch, we put out a huge marketing asset that was going to give us thought leadership in the marketplace. And so to support this and make it really drive the business, we set up some starting with the end in mind, right? So how many MQLs were we hoping to see as a result of this initiative? How many impressions? How many downloads? How many marketing qualified leads? How many sales qualified leads? And then ultimately, what's the funnel and pipeline look like? So again, cross-functional effort, but it started with the leadership team. So we were able through Highspot to develop a spot to help to provide the information of what to know, what to say, what to do, if you will, to our managers first, to just give them preview of what the initiative was looking like and what the call to action would be for their sellers, so that we were making the mind share space for it, as well as scheduling time to perform activities against it. Then we were able to check manager engagement as they started to brief their sellers and their teams on what this information was and how we were driving awareness even before we started to host a webinar. We then did our training and coaching launch with this initiative. So we built out a webinar and a supporting module and assessment. So we hosted what we call power hours, which are global training hours that happen once a week. And we really tailor it to the sellers of what do you need to know? Why do you care about this? When's it going to come up for you in the sales motion? What do we know from a customer perspective in terms of what you're going to hear and how you should be prepared? And then what are your key resources? Hosted the webinar, engaged them, recorded the training, and then as a follow-up, had them complete the assessment in the training and coaching application. So then I could see what questions they were getting wrong. And then we reinforced those learning pieces in our follow-up sales all hands calls to make sure, again, that we're spreading the message, growing out the knowledge base against the whole organization for just that one product launch. It's still too early to see the MQL results of it, but we have seen in terms of downloads, it is our greatest performing asset. We've pitched it over 150 times to 72 different accounts. So just to have the visibility of what the reach is on some of these assets is huge for us to be able to figure out how we as a marketing content team spend our time and where we look to engage to help the sales team. Great question. So the tool is amazing, but it would go nowhere without my CRO being the one to drive this. So we have a great partnership where we are connecting and saying what are his expectations and what's the ultimate performance he's looking from his sales team. So if you build it, they will come. They're not going to just come. You've got to have some of that top-down support. But then not only the support, but how are you gamifying it, right? So for my training and coaching launch, we had some certification gamification against it where we did recognition of who is the first to complete, who is the first that achieved 100%, which region first completed, which team first completed. And then they got shout outs and recognition on the sales all hands call from the leadership team. And it became a competition amongst the leadership to say, hey, you guys need to get this done. And then from the enablement side, providing that daily reporting so that they had insight into who was engaging, who wasn't, how much time they were spending. So it wasn't just enough for them to click on the asset, but where are they spending their time? And within the asset, because of the awesome power of Highspot, which parts of the presentations resonate most, or are they spending most? Because maybe they have the most questions around that. But having that detailed analysis is just critical. Again, I have to credit my CRO, Ian. If you are not in Highspot, you are not doing your job. Are his words. And to have, the chief deputy product officer say, Highspot is amazing. If my top down isn't using it, no one else is going to use it. So they're my champions. They're saying, what are you looking at? How are you using it? And then in addition, I'm providing weekly reporting insights to say, here's the top assets people are looking at. Here's the time that we're spending. Here's how many people are pitching. Here's what they're pitching. For my newbies, how much time are they spending on my onboarding pages and product certification? Really trying to drive and help support the leadership team as they look to coach and drive each of one of their performances. So I wanted to make sure that I got this right. We have seen a 61% of our sellers now pitching via Highspot. And that's a big deal to us because they were not outbounding very much at all. And now we've got visibility into not only how many people are outbounding, but again, what they're outbounding and what the open rates are. It's amazing. So the sellers that aren't pitching right now, their leadership is on them to say, why aren't you doing this? We're able to see that we're influencing over $17 million of opportunity right now in our funnel. Massive, right? As we're looking to forecast, plan, and figure out where we're going to land. And so we can start to see at what point people have pitched content and which assets and what's helping us close funnel quicker, because we suffer from the same problem a lot of organizations do, right? Stalled. Things get stalled and time kills all deals. So what are we seeing that's helping to accelerate some deals so that we can start to share those best practices and help sellers engage to move the needle? Another key metric that we've seen is 77% in just overall enablement engagement. So I can see that the majority of the team is completing training. They're attending it. They're consuming the information that we're hoping that they will week over week. I'm not at the point yet where I can measure true business impact yet. I'm looking to get there, especially with all the great enhancements that are coming to help out with that insight. But it's a start, and it's really helping to now tell me who my high adopters are so I can start to figure out what's working and what isn't. I would just say kudos to the team. The team has been amazing in terms of just being there as a support, connecting me with other colleagues in the profession to figure out what's working and what isn't so that I'm not stumbling and wasting time. Again, as a team of one, it is critical to have force multipliers, and Highspot is my force multiplier. It enables me to continue to have a seat at the table and talk about how enablement is impacting the business and where we need to go next from a data-driven perspective and not just a gut feeling in what I'm hearing.